With the return of Jujutsu Kaisen, the debate over who is the strongest has never been hotter. But the honest truth is, after the definitive end of the manga, that whole power hierarchy we knew from past seasons has been completely shredded. The dust has settled in Shinjuku, and it showed us that things go way deeper than we thought. Sorcerers who seemed untouchable were surpassed, and new monsters took over the top of the food chain. So forget the old rankings, because today I'm bringing you the definitive top 10 strongest at the end of the series. I reread the final battle, analyzed Gege Akutami's notes, and considered everything from the Heian Era veterans to those who broke the system with pure raw strength, like our queen Maki and Toji. This is the most technical and fair list you're going to see. And since the channel is just starting out, every subscription is pure gold for us to keep bringing you this level of content. So if you want to support our work, go ahead and smash that like button like it's a black flash, and subscribe so we can grow together. Ready? Let's check out the list. Kicking off our top 10, we have the man who lived only to fight, Hajime Kashimo. During the calling game, he had already proved himself a monster by nearly killing the immortal Hikari without even using his curse technique. His technique, Mythical Beast Amber, is one of the most lethal and tragic in the series. It allows Kashimo to restructure his flesh to manifest any electrical phenomenon, surpassing human limits of speed and reflexes. The problem is, it's a suicide technique. Once activated, his body collapses after use. Kashimo saved this trump card his entire life to use against Sukuna. And although he forced the King of Curses to reincarnate into his original Heian Era form, the naked truth is that Kashimo was dispatched quickly once true Sukuna appeared. He is the classic glass cannon, possessing a devastating attack but breaking immediately after. That's why he takes the 10th spot. In 9th place, we have the suspended student and owner of the Fight Club, Kenji Hikari. His power is arguably one of the most complex and broken in the series. Considering his domain expansion, Idle Death Gamble is based on luck and pachinko mechanics. I won't fry your brains explaining the rules again, but the gist is, if he hits a jackpot, he gains infinite cursed energy for 4 minutes and 11 seconds. During that time, his body performs reverse curse technique automatically, making him virtually immortal. Why is he in 9th? Because in the final battle, Hikari played the role of a tank. He held off Ryomen, a special grade sorcerer, all by himself. Although we didn't see the detailed conclusion of the fight, the fact that he survived and kept Ryomen busy while the world was ending proves his endurance. However, he lacks a destructive finishing move to climb higher on this list. In 8th place, we bring in a Heian Era sorcerer who gave everyone a hard time, Yorozu. She possesses the same technique as Maki Zenin, construction, but on an absurd level. Thanks to her immense reserves of energy, she managed to bypass the technique's inefficiency by creating liquid metal armor based on insect biology to optimize defense and speed. But the real danger is her true sphere, which is a physical concept brought into reality, creating a sphere with zero contact area that generates infinite pressure. If that thing touches you, you are erased from existence. There is no defense or resistance. The only reason she isn't ranked higher is that she had the bad luck of facing Sukuna, who used Mahoraga to counter the true sphere. Against any other sorcerer without adaptation or technique nullification, Yorozu would be an instant game over. Before we level up, we need to talk about honorable mentions. The highlight goes to Fumihiko Takaba, since his power, comedian, allows him to alter reality based on what he thinks is funny. He was essential in defeating Kenjaku, creating an opening that not even Gojo or Yuta could have managed alone. The problem with ranking Takaba is that he doesn't fight to kill, and he doesn't even know he has powers. So he's an anomaly, a wild card, who could be first or last, depending on the joke of the day. Returning to the official list, 7th place goes to the woman who abandoned her humanity to become a monster, Maki Zenin. After fully awakening her heavenly restriction, Maki became the living reincarnation of Toji Fushiguro, zero cursed energy, divine physical attributes, and senses that allow her to perceive even distortions in the air. Maki's big trump card in the endgame was her immunity to barriers and domains. Since she has no energy, domains can't see her, and guaranteed hit effects don't work on her. Plus, she wields the split soul katana, which ignores physical durability and cuts directly at the soul. She tanked black flashes from Sukuna, fought hand-to-hand against the king, and survived, proving she is the perfect sorcerer killer. In 6th, the only registered female special grade sorcerer, Yuki Tsukumo. Her technique, Star Rage, allows her to add imaginary virtual mass to her strikes. This makes a single punch from her carry the weight of a continent, capable of breaking Kenjaku's arms and destroying conceptual barriers with pure raw strength. Aside from having a domain, RCT, and a Shikigami, Yuki possesses the most powerful suicide attack in the series, the Black Hole. She can condense so much mass that she literally collapses gravity, potentially destroying the entire planet. She only lost to Kenjaku because of a very specific counter, the anti-gravity technique. But in terms of raw destructive power, few come close to her. Here is the biggest change in the ranking, because many underestimate him. But by the end of the manga, Yuji Itadori became an absolute monster, securing 5th place. Let's look at the facts. Yuji ended the series with 2 cursed techniques, blood manipulation and Sukuna's shrine. Plus he learned RCT, simple domain, and finally awakened his own domain expansion. On top of that, he has the passive ability to strike the boundary between souls. So every punch reduced Sukuna's sync with Megumi's body. Yuji broke the record for consecutive black flashes like it was child's play, and he tanked Malevolent Shrine on pure grit and kept walking. That kid who only threw punches is now a complete Jujutsu master, so placing him any lower would be ignoring the MVP of the final battle. In 4th place, the brain behind it all, Kenjaku. Inhabiting Geto's body, he has access to cursed spirit manipulation, the anti-gravity technique, and an open domain something. Only he and Sukuna have demonstrated. Kenjaku survived a point-blank black hole and defeated Choso and Yuki back to back. He has 1,000 years of experience with deep knowledge of barriers and hand-to-hand combat. It took a complex plan involving Takaba's reality warping and a sneak attack by Yuta to finally take him down. In a fair 1v1, Kenjaku is practically unbeatable for anyone outside the top 3. The bronze medal goes to Yuta Okkotsu, as he is indisputably the 2nd strongest sorcerer of the modern era. His cursed energy reserves are larger than Gojo's, and his technique, Copy, makes him the most versatile sorcerer in history. In the final battle, Yuta was the general. He copied Kenjaku's technique, Charles's technique, Angel's technique, and even Sukuna's shrine. Inside his domain, authentic mutual love, he has access to an infinite arsenal of swords containing random techniques. And let's not forget, he had the guts and skill to pilot Satoru Gojo's body to continue the fight against Sukuna when all seemed lost. Yuta does it all. He heals, attacks, defends, and leads, making him an unquestionable 3rd place. The silver goes to him, Ryomen Sukuna. It might seem controversial to put the King of Curses in 2nd place, seeing as he was the winner of the Shinjuku battle. But here, we are analyzing individual power and context. And yes, Sukuna is a natural disaster, possessing Malevolent Shrine and absurd energy reserves. However, the reason he is in 2nd is very clear. To overcome the barrier of the limitless, Sukuna had to resort to the 10 Shadows and Mahoraga strategy. He didn't win using just his own arsenal. He needed to use Megumi's body like an instruction manual. And I'll say more, after he defeated Gojo and returned to his original Heian Era form, his performance was questionable. That supreme form didn't prove to be all that dominant. He struggled against Yuji, Maki, and Yuta. And the truth is, to stay alive against them, it seemed like Sukuna was pulling techniques that didn't even exist out of a hat. It was pure plot juice, creating miraculous escapes and convenient binding vows just so he wouldn't lose. Without Mahoraga beforehand, and without the author's help afterward, the result would be different. That's why he takes silver. And isolated at the top with the gold medal, Satoru Gojo. Let's speak the naked truth here. Gojo didn't lose to Sukuna. He lost to the plot. The final battle proved that Satoru Gojo was superior in hand-to-hand combat, in technique usage, and in domain battles, seeing as he humiliated Sukuna several times, made the King of Curses feel fear, and knocked him unconscious. And if you think this is just fanboy crying, know that Gege Akutami himself admitted this in a recent interview. The author confirmed that the decisive factor for the defeat wasn't a lack of power, but Gojo's ego. According to Gege, after destroying Mahoraga, Gojo thought the fight was won, and that Sukuna had no way to bypass the infinity. He relaxed and lowered his guard. If he had been focused, as always, he would have perceived the world-cutting slash and dodged. In other words, it was the arrogance of thinking he had already won that killed him, not Sukuna's power. In raw strength and skill, the honored one remains top 1. So there it is, the true hierarchy of power. Gojo lost to himself and the script, and Sukuna took the credit. I know this is going to make a lot of people angry, so head down to the comments and tell me, do you agree with Gege that it was ego, or do you think the world slash would have hit anyway? Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this truth bomb, and subscribe to the channel for more unfiltered analysis. See you in the next video. I'm out.